Alright, so it's time to get started on this 76 SS16. So far I've just taken the snowblower belt off because it was pretty much engaged all the time. I think that belt is a slight bit too small. Actually, what needs to happen is that mule drive. I need to adjust the plate on the bottom so it can go in a little farther. And other than that, I've dropped the battery in it, but I haven't done anything else. And we're just going to see if it's going to crank over at all. Nothing. We do have, however, headlights. That's a good sign. What about taillight? Hey, look at that. We even have a taillight. What do you know? Yeah, I got to figure out what's going on. It's probably a safety switch that's causing an issue. I smell smoke. I saw smoke coming from somewhere underneath in this area. That's not a good sign. So I think, yeah, this thing's going to have to be rewired. What I'll end up doing is I'll just do what I usually do and just bypass out the safety switches, because at this point, what's the point replacing the safety switches when this is just going to be a workhorse tractor? I mean, like, it hasn't been a workhorse tractor already. I mean, there's a good sign right there. Well, bummer that at least we couldn't hear it crank over. I know it turns over by hand. Seems to have decent compression. But, hey, at least the lights work. I have to pardon the neighbor sawzall, but I just figured out what the starter problem was. The wiring in the back of the key switch, they already removed a plastic plug. You guys really can't see in there, but they just had individual spade terminals, and one of them's kind of all burnt. I moved it around, and it's got compression on both sides. I can hear out of the exhaust. So, if that battery is a little bit of a stronger battery than I'd spark, I'd be able to get this thing to run hands down. I have faith in it now, that's for sure. My tip for anyone that's dealing with points on pretty much any Onan, at least any of these aluminum block B series and P series, well, not P series. P series are all electronic ignition, but the B series Onans like BF, BG, B43, B48, and so on. When you need to clean the points, just remove the whole points block and everything. It's just two screws, two Allen head screws. You can take the whole thing out. In my case, since I'm working down here, not up there, I just took those two screws out, took the points assembly up to the garage, and took the time to file up and clean the points so they're nice and shiny. Yeah, they're a little bit pitted from sitting. I mean, you can see how rusty everything is because it's missing the points cover. But at least that makes it a heck of a lot easier for me to clean the points and get this thing one step closer to running. Alright, so keep in mind, all I've done so far is other than fix that connection on the key switch and put a battery in it and clean the points, I've done nothing else to this tractor, and I've got my squirt can of gas. Shoot some gas down the throat. Let's see what happens. No spark. I have no spark at the points. Nope, no spark. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 1 one or two things. Points gap is not quite correct. The points aren't closing all the way. Or the coil is shot. Or it's not getting power to the coil. So I guess I have some diagnostic work to do, and I will be back when I figure it out. So I ended up adjusting the points. I noticed the points gap was, well, it's supposed to be about 20 thou, and it was probably more like 60 or 70. So the points gap is way bigger than it's supposed to be. Now let's see what happens. I feel like I'm hearing something now. Well, that's all that battery wrote. She's dead. And I'm out of gas too in my can. So I guess that's what I'm gonna leave you guys with for today. That's all I'm gonna be able to do. So it's the next morning. It's like 45 degrees out right now, so I've got a coat on. Got a fully charged battery put back in it, and put my spark tester on it. Turned it over, and sure enough, it's got spark, at least on the front cylinder. I only have one spark tester, and I'm just going to leave it on there. But I'm going to give it a shot of brake parts cleaner instead of gas. See what happens here. We might actually try and do something. Well guys, there's no tractor down there anymore. Managed to limp its way up the driveway. It's still running on full choke. It's gonna need a good carb cleaning, but it's running.